For this week's video, the controversial topic that we're going to talk about is James by Percival Everett. Hopefully that's in focus. And then also The Bluest Eye. I don't have it with me because it was my library copy as well. I read The Bluest Eye and I created a video about 12 books by Black authors for Black History Month that I really want to read before I die. And so I can link that here too as well. And I just kept coming across articles about this book. And so I picked it up after The Bluest Eye. And after reading this, following The Bluest Eye, I think I had a breakthrough. Like, this, to date, is one of my favorite books. Truthfully, James it just hit different than anything else I've ever read in my life. I haven't read Huckleberry Finn, which this is the retelling, the imaginative, creative Black retelling of Huckleberry Finn through the lens of Jim or James. Percival Everett, dude, this guy writes with such compelling tension and such wit. Honestly, everything he does here feels extraordinary, in the way that he code switches and the way that he narrates this story of Jim running away from his masters, the way that communication is disguised so that the white people don't see the Black people as a threat, in the way that he constantly is just manipulating the quote-unquote gullible white people in this book, is riveting. And it's such a creative tale, and one that I think is needed. And I'm thankful for Percival Everett to use humor to break down these barriers so that hard topics like this can be addressed, because it almost wears on you. Like, the humor that he uses, it allows an opening for hard-hitting topics such as what is in this book, but just flows. I mean, the margins are on your side in this book. I'll just open to a page. You can see it's pretty dialogue heavy there. Hopefully you can see that. Yeah, this guy just drops humor, heartbreak, absurdity, horrific horrors of our past all into one, and mixes it up in this beautiful concoction, which is James. This has been a breakthrough for me. It's a book that I would highly encourage anyone pick up. It is the 2025 Pulitzer Prize winner for fiction. It's just a shatteringly great book. I really hope you do read it. And the other book that we're going to talk about here that just missed the mark for me personally, and I have people telling me I'm wrong, and that's okay, is The Bluest Eye by Toni Morrison. We're talking about Nobel Prize winning author Toni Morrison, one that I was so looking forward to picking up. Don't get me wrong, it is a masterpiece. Her prose is unlike anything else I've read. The themes, equally as sharp or as in your face as James. I suppose it just didn't land the way I expected it to. I found myself struggling with certain chapters. Some sections for me just hit too heavy or too early. In a lot of books that talk about the United States history, of course, there are going to be topics that are reoccurring. It could have just been too heavy of a book for me, one that maybe I wasn't ready for. I think the particular lens of pain that Toni Morrison writes with is felt deeply, and maybe it was just too heavy. I don't know. Maybe I'm not a mature enough reader to read Toni Morrison yet. That could also be the case. Maybe I need to continue to read before I can appreciate and properly find her writing as appetizing. I think there are just topics in here talking about the protagonist and her father, that her inner world, and Morrison's writing about this character, it's just heartbreaking. It's truly shattering, and I know that's the point, but for me, it was wearing and tearing and just brutal. It was a brutal read. Toni Morrison's, be warned. I mean, her writing is impeccable. Truly so fun to see how she could stitch words together. Masterwork. I mean, her books are a masterclass on prose. However, it felt like a mindset that maybe I wasn't prepared to hop into as I read this. So I am looking forward to reading Beloved, Song of Solomon. I know she has a lot of other books. I do want to give it a go, but seeing people rate this on their top 10, I'd much rather put this on my top 10. And it's quite hilarious. Like, this book is so funny to me. Jim, or James, is simply just playing games with some of the characters in this book in a way that is, you can't fight but laughing out loud. I mean, truly, this book will do that. So I think that's a controversial take that I will say is, to me, James blew the bluest eye out of the water this past week. One more hot take that I'm going to take is, I've been reading a lot of Pulitzer Prizes. If you've been following the page, you know that. I'm going to put James above The Road as well, by Cormac McCarthy, who I think is one of my favorite authors as of late. I just read No Country for Old Men by Cormac McCarthy, which I think is neck and neck with this book in terms of it just being lightning in a bottle, but in a book. But anyway, so far, I'm going to put James as better than The Road. So if you have read The Road, I think James is better. It was such a kick-ass book. I mean, Percival is the guy, and I cannot wait to... I'm going to watch American Fiction now, because that's basically the film adaptation of one of his other books, and I'm just really excited about reading more of Percival Everett. Anyway, thank you so much for tuning in. If you did come by this week, if you were new, thank you. I hope you enjoy your next read, and I hope you'll come back. Peace out. Thanks again. My name is Zach, and I hope you have a kick-ass reading week. All right, peace.